All right, Keithy. So, mate, I'm going to run you through now the new program, okay, which is 10 exercises. Going to get one of my bands. Lovely day out here in Spain, as you can see. So, first exercise, squat, which you have been doing, but adding an additional movement, a curl. So, to do that, got your band. So, when you sit down on your chair for your squat, you'll get yourself in a position that you always do. Make sure again before you start that the bands are feeling equal each side. You start, instead of with you having your hands up here like you normally squat, you'll start with your hands by your side. And then always remember with the squat that you're pushing through your heels. So your knees, again, when you look over your knees, they should be around the middle part of your foot. Okay, and from here, as you squeeze up, you're then going to curl. Simple. Then down again to the chair. Up you come. Curl, squat to curl, okay? So still doing that same squat motion that you've always been doing, but you just add in that curl to it. All right, mate? So that's the first exercise. Now, second exercise, and we're going to do these individually. It's going to be left leg lunges. Stating the obvious, we're working on this with this routine with a couple more leg exercises because obviously they're the areas that we want to make sure that you're keeping as strong as you possibly can. Now, for the lunge, use something to balance. So I'm going to use this to balance. So left leg lunge, you actually put your right leg forward. So it's the back leg that's really doing most of the work. So from here, standing straight, step forward, okay? Take a balance. Then shift your left leg back. So you're in basically the position that you can see me in now. Now, if to start with, okay, even if you're just literally lunging down just a touch, literally that movement, that is absolutely fine. Because another thing we're working on with this is your balance. Because over the course of time, if you can take your hand off of the thing that you're balancing on, but have it close so that if you do wobble, you can just put your hand on it. But the whole point is to try and get you working on your balance. And to do that, in this position, my feet, my right foot driven into the floor. That's an intentional connection. My right leg, all parts of it, my right bum cheek, my right quad hamstrings, nice and tight and engaged. Now, I'm not going to lean forward. I'm trying to keep upright. So as I'm lunging down, the back leg, my left leg is doing all that work to dip towards the floor. Obviously, the stronger you get, the lower you can go down. Okay, but like I said, to start with, even if it's just that motion, and most importantly, is trying to remove your hand the more you do it so that you're really working on that connection because that's on your balance. And that comes with your connection with your core. So again, when I release my hand, straight away, my body wants to wobble. But if I squeeze my bum and tense my stomach, it will lock you in. It will lock you in straight. And from there, again, it's just that little movement, just getting used to that line of balance again. Obviously, on your right leg, same thing. So this time, I'll put my left leg forward, the right leg back, get in a nice comfortable position, body stays upright. And again, if it's just to start with, just the slightest little dip. Because trust me, if you've not been doing these, which you haven't, even doing this, and bearing in mind, it's 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, you will really feel it. And like with the left leg, over time, and you probably find that one side is harder to balance than the other. So over time, you let go, and you'll be able to do it. So even then, I have a wobble, because I'm looking that way at the same time, without the balance. Okay, so without holding your hand on for balance, but having your hand close to it so that you know if you do go the way that, towards the side where you've got something to balance on. And again, over the course of time, as you get more comfortable, you can get down a bit lower. All right? So there are your lunges. Crossovers. For your crossovers, you're going to step on the band with one foot. Again, making sure they're even in the middle. Then you're going to step forward. So I'll show you from the side. So clearly, my weight as well, by the way, is on my back leg, pushing my heel into the floor, keeping that band under control. It's not as deep as a lunge step, but it's about there. So you can see about that position. So again, you're having to work your balance because it's important that we're getting you working your balance. And from there, you're just bringing your hands up to meet in the middle. So, and I'll show you that from the front. So your hands start wide, into the middle and really working on that balance. All right, that's so important. It might take practice, but that's what it's all about, mate. So that's the next exercise is your crossovers. So from the side up to the middle, stomach tight, bum tight, feet engaged to the floor. Right, next one. You've been doing the sit down rows with me. Okay, we need to start getting you again standing up, and this is all around again working on your balance in your legs. So important, because obviously the older you're getting, if there's anything you can do to keep yourself with better balance, of course it makes sense, so that you're not falling over. Stating the obvious. Right, single arm row. We'll start off with a right arm. To do that, again, stepping on the band with my left foot. Okay, then look, I'm widening my stance. So you can see it's quite a big gap between my back leg is more straight than my left. Then I'm going to take a grip and put my left hand, and this is what will help you balance, my left hand on my left knee. Okay, and then not hunching my back, as always, keeping my back upright, stomach tight, and then we're pulling towards the ribs. Okay, but trying to do it without having a balance on the wall, using your leg. That should help you keep balance. How does it look from the front? So that's your starting position that you can see. My legs here, my left foot is facing straight forward. My right foot is slightly out to the side to help build that little foundation of balance. And then from here, my right arm is fully extended at the bottom, and I'm pulling up towards the side of my ribs. Okay, and obviously for your right arm, you switch it over, right leg forward, left leg slightly out, as you can see, slightly out. And instead of my left foot facing forward, it's on a slight angle to create that just a bit more solid foundation. Right hand on my right leg this time, keep my chest up. Same thing, pulling up towards the side of my ribs. Okay. Next, upright rows. So again, you're on your feet. You stand just inside the buckle part of the band. Okay, so the little buckle part, where you normally grip the handles to, you're standing just inside them, feet around hip width apart, holding the bands. Look, you can see my upper fists are facing forward. And from here, you're just pulling up just under your chin, really trying to get your elbows up as high as they can go, keeping the band nice and close to your body. Just make sure my mic's still on. It is, thank goodness. So just under your chin and down. Again, stomach tight, bum tight, driving up. All right, perfect. I'll show you from the side just so you can see how upright you stand. So from the side, look, stomach nice and tight, backside engaged, chest up, driving up with my elbows, keeping the band nice and close to the body. Okay, don't move your neck or shrink your neck in, which can sometimes be a temptation. Keep your neck nice and tall. Bring your hands up to meet your chin. Right, next one, plank. Now, this is going to get you practicing using your own body weight. Now, you've been doing the plank on the stool, which is, grab that back, which is obviously in that position, okay? Remember as well, we're not arching upward down. But what I want you to start practicing now is using your own body weight. So I'm going to give you two options, the simplified version and the more difficult version. The more difficult version is basically getting down onto your knees, making sure that your hands are below your shoulders, and then getting up into a press-up position. Not up here, my bum's not up here, it's not down here. It's nice and straight, in line with my back. So that's a high plank. If that's too difficult, or if you start off like that and feel yourself going before the 40 seconds, just bring your knees down, cross your feet over, and still hold your weight that way. Okay? Now, from there, from the plank, you'll go straight down into a dorsal raise. Now, these are really important and a great exercise for your lower back and the top part of your bum, which is obviously where we can get a lot of injuries in that lower back area. So you're down. And what you want to do is you want to fix your nose and eyes in one place. Hands are by your sides. Okay, they're not on my back or on my bum. They're down on the floor by my side. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to squeeze, keep my stomach active, squeeze my bum, and then just lift up my upper body using the lower part of my back muscles, and then straight back down again. Not tilting my head up, keeping my head fixed in the same position. Up, squeeze, down. Up, squeeze, down. They're your dorsal raises. Up, squeeze, down. And then lastly, mate, and don't worry to start with this next last exercise, where you're at, don't let your ego start jumping on all over you. It's press ups. But obviously, you'll be doing your press ups for your knee, from your knees to start with, right? So if you want to put a blanket or cushion or whatever under your knees, you can do. But you want to get down into a press up position. Again, making sure that your shoulders are over your hands. Your hands aren't over here, or they're not too far back here, so you're not balanced. Your hands are below your shoulders. And then even if to start with, you can cross your legs over like I was doing in the plank, even if it's just the slightest dip to start with, and you're able to do that for 40 seconds, that is absolutely fine. Because the more you do it, you'll notice that you can get down even lower. Okay. And if you go a bit too low on one and you even have to collapse it down, don't worry. Get back up and know that on the next one, don't go so low, because it's all about practice, mate, and building new patterns and building strength. And you'll be surprised before you know it, you'll be going all the way down, pressing up, and you'll be thinking, fuck me, I'm doing press ups. And then from there, of course, the natural progression will be up onto your feet. Right, mate. That's your new regime. I'll be speaking to you this evening for me, tomorrow morning for you. Have a good one, and I'll speak to you later. Come, you Irons.